Hello, everybody. It's June 1st, 2023, and I'm going to do a currently inked video. I haven't done one in a little while, a couple months. I haven't actually done a lot of videos in the last little while. It's a bit chaotic around here. Springtime on PEI. Today it is exceptionally hot, and there's smoke in the air from fires in Nova Scotia. Hopefully we can avoid fires here. Anyway, lots of debris left over from Fiona. It's been a long year. Anyway, so we're going to do currently inked. And I actually started a little journal here that I'm going to use just for videos, like information for videos. I've used it a bit. It's a nice notebook. I might do a video about this. What is it called? Maruman? Maruman, yeah. It's a Japanese notebook, beautiful paper. They make their own paper apparently, and I'll do a video on that. But so we're going to start off. What do I have inked? I was planning on doing this video, and Fountain Pen Insanity did a video yesterday where she mentioned me, and very kindly of her. And she kind of asked people to do kind of a challenge where they do an ink from every every type, every color and behaviors, I guess. But I'm not really set up for that today. I actually did spend a little time over the last week just cleaning up pens and re-inking a few things that went dry, and thinking about what inks I'm really into. But I might do that challenge sometime from Fountain Pen Insanity, so in the future. Okay, so let's start. And well, actually, I'm going to go the order I wrote them in my notebook. So the first one I wrote down was my Mont Blanc 320. It's a vintage pen from late 60s, early 70s. And it was back when Mont Blanc actually had what you would call an introductory level pen. And I was very happy with this pen. It's a lovely little pen. And I have it right at the moment inked with Waterman's Serenity Blue, and I really like Waterman Serenity Blue. It's a nice ink, and let's do a little swatch of it right here. Actually, do I have paper? I'm gonna just do a little swatch right there. Yeah, so Waterman Serenity Blue seems like a very well-behaved ink. It's very attractive. You know, it's not over the top in any characteristics. There's no real, there's no, shimmering in it. There's nothing sparkly in it. And I like that. And I quite like the packaging. It's very simple, very classic. And I had been sent some Waterman inks recently from a pen friend, and I quite liked what she had sent me. So yeah, it's I'm just going to ramble. It's a very nice ink. I like it, and apparently it's recommended for vintage pens or pens that are problematic. And I'm very much into vintage pens, so it's good to have this ink in my collection. And it's a very nice flowing ink. It seems very wet in this pen. This is a very fine nib on this pen, and it's very smooth. And interesting thing about this pen, it's a Mont Blanc, but I got it from a seller in Japan, and I believe the nib is listed as a fine when I bought it, but it is a very, very fine, almost like a Japanese fine, which makes me wonder, was there variations in nibs for Europe and Japan? If you know, let me know, okay? Or maybe it was sent to a nibmeister and ground down, but I don't think so. All right. My Sailor Pro Gear. I have tried many inks in this, and the only one that I really like is Diamine Oxford Blue. It's an extra fine nib on this, and it's very hard. It's like a needle. And this actually just shows up very nicely with this extra fine nib. It just you can see what I can see what I'm writing with it. And it's yeah. So like I say, and it flows very nicely. And I've tried many different inks in this, and I always come back to the Oxford Blue, and I should just stay with Oxford Blue. I've mentioned this in many videos, right? And that's a very nice blue-black. And Pilot E95S. Well, I've always kept Diamine Ancient Copper, Diamine Blood Orange in this pen, but I recently decided to clean it up and try something a little new. And what I tried was Dominant Industry Wonderpen's exclusive Ginger Chicken. Wonderpens is a really, well, quite well-known company in Canada. It's in Toronto, but it has a very good social media presence. It has a nice website, and lots of people are big fans of Wonderpens. And they have two cats. One is tuna gray and, well, one is tuna and one is chicken. And they brought out two inks with Dominant Industry. And that is, of course, Ginger Chicken, which has sort of a very nice reddish color to it. It does remind me of ginger. It reminds me of turmeric too when I look at it. So, but it's a very nice ink, and I've had it in a couple different pens, and I thought, let's put it in this, and I really like it. And I really like this ink. I like this color. It's in that kind of sweet spot between red and yellow, you know, maybe like a iron oxide color in some ways. It's just a nice color, and it flows very nicely in this pen. So, yeah. And of course, I was intending to write down the swatches in the notebook, and I've missed two already. So that's the kind of chaos we have around here. So my Schaefer Snorkel is next on my list. Beautiful vintage pen. The Triumph nib, one of my favorite nibs. I love that wraparound nib that goes around the feed. And once again, what I have in this is Oxford Blue again. It has a latex sack in it, and I had put Oxford Blue in it originally, and it seems quite nice, and I really don't want to have to spend a lot of time cleaning out a latex sack. So I just went ahead and kept it there, and it's been there for a long time, and it probably will be the ink that I always use in this. It looks great. It's just a lovely ink, and I'm actually getting low. I should go down to the Bookmark and get another bottle. Bookmark being my local bookstore stationery pen shop. And whoops, I think it's actually dry. Okay, I'm gonna have to ink that up. Anyway, currently inked is not my Schaefer Snorkel. I thought it was. It's been a while since I inked that up, so oops. Okay. Let me see. Aurora 88P. Try not to sneeze. And what do I have in my Aurora 88P? Where is my Aurora 88P? Oh, I have Pilot ConPeki. Actually, everything is falling apart. I was going in order on my list, but I skipped ahead. Pilot ConPeki. Beautiful bottle. Beautiful color. I have to be honest, I really like this ink, I should say, in a pen that has a nice flow, a nice wet nib. And I like it more in a medium, say, than a fine, but still a very lovely ink. I really like the Arashizuku ConPeki, and that is in Aurora 88p. And yeah, Arash. Zuku. ConPeki. And I'm probably making a huge mess here as I go along. But anyway, yeah, lovely, lovely ink. Really rich. Kind of reminds me a bit like French ultramarine and watercolors, say by Waterman or something like that. A little lighter, but very similar. I'm going to dig up my Lami 2000. And I have a sample that I put in this. And it's Esterbrook. I put a Esterbrook ink in it. Hadn't tried Esterbrook. And when I ordered a couple inks from Wonderpens, I got a couple samples. And just to try them. I hadn't really thought of Esterbrook inks. Putting the swatch down, it looks lighter than it does in my pen. Oh, there we go. Different papers. Different reactions. You'll have to excuse me. I do have a bit of a stuffy nose today, but not COVID. Yay! Yeah. So this is my Lami 2000. And it has a medium nib. And it's very nice. And it comes out very dark from the Lami 2000. And well, it's called evergreen, so I was expecting it to be a nice dark green. So, and it has a nice flow to it, nice wetness. Yeah, it's very nice. Would I order a bottle of that? Maybe not. Maybe not. I have a couple diamine inks that are similar to it, so yeah, I probably don't need to order a bottle of that. And TWSBI Vac. So my iris, my TWSBI Vac 700R iris. Where did I put it? Oh, anyway, right here. Looking at the back of the label. Writer's blood. It's a Reddit ink from a couple of years ago, or a year, 2 ago. Yeah, anyway, very, very lovely ink. I love the name. It's playful. It looks great. Looks really nice in the iris, actually, the TWSBI. And yeah, I love that playful name, Writer's Blood. I have lots of friends who are writers. My wife is a writer, so yeah, they put a lot of blood and sweat and tears into their work, right? Writer's blood. I notice weird things about myself. I often start like in capital letters, and then I throw a few lowercase letters into it, and then I start off writing, or I start off printing, and I end up writing, or I end up printing. Do you do that? Let me know. Or is it just my chaotic mind? So, my next pen is this lovely little pen that I got for my birthday. And it is a Pelikan M405. So that means it has silver trim and a silver plated, well, silver? I'll have to check and see what the metal that they've plated it with is. And 14 karat nib that's been plated. And I love this little pen. It's a Grail pen. And it really is a nice little pen. I like the size of it. It's good for, it's not too small for me. And I have in it Dominant Industry, Dominant Blue. All right. So I had ConPeki in it. I just put a little bit in it, and I liked it. When I wrote it dry, I put Dominant Industry in it, and really like it. Really suits the pen. Picks up the color of the body and the iridescent qualities, and just seems to really work well. Yeah, so Dominant Industry. I'm gonna have to try more of their inks. Dominant Blue from Dominant Industry. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, so here we are, June, halfway through the year, which really startles me. I like summer. I like the spring the most. I like the fall the most. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. It's going to be a hot, dry summer. So, this is my next pen, the Diplomat Aero. My Christmas. I bought this just in the new year, actually. And what did I put in this? Oh, okay. I put the Ink Institute. This one. The Ink Institute Gongshen Zindian line, named after a subway line in Taipei? I'm going to say Taipei. I could be wrong. Anyway, somewhere in Taiwan. So, and I tried a sample. Not hugely fond of it. Anyway, but it is what it is. And Ink Institute, I have another ink of theirs that I really like. So, and in Canada, you can get Ink Institute at Wonderpens. Really. So anyway, actually, sometimes you can. I think they're often sold out. I think they're sold out now. As we speak. So, but maybe they'll get restocked. It's a small company. That's an Aurora. That's my Diplomat. Arrow. Very nice. Very nice. Well, actually, not very nice. Yeah, I'm not sold on this ink. I won't be getting this color again. It's very similar to the next ink, actually, that I'm going to use. And at first I thought it was the same ink that I had put in it, but it's just very similar. And that is, if I can find it, my Pilot Metro, wherever it is, and it's this one here, Roher and Klinger, Smaragdum, Smara Grundum, something like that. If you know how to pronounce it, I'm very proud of you. Yeah, it's just a little darker than the Ink Institute. Very similar, very similar. Neither of which I necessarily would get again. What all do we have here? Okay, so next in the line is my Reform 1745, and it too, yeah, it too is, actually I'm just going to write it up here. It too is inked with Dominant Industry, Dominant Blue. Now, as this is drying, you can see the nice red sheening happening, and it really shows up with the Pelican. Not so much with the Reform, which is a much finer nib. But yes, but you really get a lot of the characteristics coming through with the Pelikan on the Dominant Industry Dominant Blue. And my Pilot Custom 74. Where is it? I inked it up with another Esterbrook ink and cobalt blue, actually, is what it is. I'm a big fan of blues. Let's see, where is it? Down in do I like it? It's okay. Esterbrook Cobalt Blue. I have it in my Reform, my Pilot Custom 74 soft medium nib. It looks a lot better in the pen than it does on a swatch. Now it goes down dark from the pen, and it tends to lighten up. And it sort of reminds me a bit like a denim blue, for whatever reason. Okay, now, oh, okay, my next one is my newest pen. This one right here, and this is a really strange little pen called the Parker 180, and I'll show you in a second if I can open this up. And what I have in it is, once again, Pilot Arashizuku. Just balancing that over there. Sakushi. So, nice brownish ink. I believe this has been being discontinued, actually. Now, this is a really interesting little pen, very strange. It has what they call the 180 nib, sort of designed to be very strong nib and reversible. You could write with either side. Very odd little pen. Very happy to get that. And then, okay, this is a weird little pen that I haven't actually done a video on. And I should. And what is in it? Oh yeah, this is a Cross Bailey Light. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Cross pens. I came across this, looked interesting. I got it at a good price for what it is. There's a few, I'm trying to figure out a few little things about this pen. It looks slightly different than the more recent versions of the Cross Bailey, I guess. Bailey Light. Missing a gold band right here, and I believe the clip is different. Plus, this has Japan engraved on it somewhere, so it was probably made in Japan, and it's a nice little pen, actually. Writes very nicely. I like the look of it. There's a couple little things I don't like about it, but anyway. Yeah, so that has writer's blood in it, and it's quite different from, say, the Twisby back on. I'm just gonna write it right here. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna write it over here. So it has, yeah, a fine nib. It's not a Parker, it's a Cross. writing down Parker. Cross Bailey. At least I'm assuming that it's a Bailey. I believe the Bailey Light was the only resin pen that Cross made. This is a resin pen, which makes me think it's a Bailey Light. It's just a few little stylistic differences, so I'm trying to figure out what period it's from. And the weird thing about Cross is it's actually, I find it surprisingly hard to find out any information about Cross online. It's one of those weird little one of those weird big pen companies. It's been around forever, and yet I can't really find like an in-depth history of the company. Well, you can find some history about the company. I'm exaggerating, but nothing really deep, you know? So if you know someplace, let me know. Some website somewhere that I've missed somehow. So the last two pens, I'm not going to really bother writing with them. This one's been inked up with, this is a Platinum Preppy. It's been inked up with the Jacques Herbin Emerald de Chivoire. Excuse my accent. And it's really nice. It always writes. And the other one that I have, I've put Ferris Wheel Press, Roaring Patina Black. Both of these have a lot of shimmer to them, you know, a lot of little particles. They're inexpensive pens. I don't worry about them being ruined, and they work. But I'm not going to do a writing sample about that at the moment. But anyway, they still work. Let's see. Yeah, every time. Anyway, there you have it. Currently inked. I think I actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pens. I'm not going to count the snorkel because it's not inked. Or the nib is just dry, but the nib never seems to go dry on that, so I need to refill it. And so actually 15 pens. That's pretty good for me. I'm doing well. I'm very happy with that number. I was trying to get it down to 10, but 15 I'll take. So anyway, hope you're having a great day. I'm going to try to get back to churning out some more videos. I have some ideas. Time just seems to get away from me lately. I've been kind of busy with all kinds of stuff. Spring here on the PEI, we're trying to clean up the garden, and so on and so on and so on. Enjoying the hot weather, hoping it rains so that we don't have a forest fire. Hoping that people in Nova Scotia are safe. A really tragic situation going on over there. Same to the people in New Brunswick. I hope you're all safe. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.